This is Roman, the Texas real estate advisor.
We are in a historic real estate market. We are talking about the number of transactions that are happening in the year of 2023 are going to be compared to 2008. We're talking about 4.5 million homes sold in this year. This is record low transactions. We're talking about people who are locked in mortgages at 2.5%, 2.75%, 3.5%. These people are not moving anywhere. They're not going to give up their home. And so we're talking about an inventory squeeze that is created, number one, by all the low mortgage rates that people have. Number two, by the high mortgage rates that are currently available for the market. We're talking about 8%, 8.5%. So this is creating a historic real estate market with low transactions, with high mortgage rates, and with millions of people that are priced out of the real estate market. What is the solution? How will we get out of this mess? And today I want to talk about a subject. It is new housing starts. This is a data point that is being kept on a monthly basis. And I would say this is a savior of the real estate market. This is the Superman who's gonna come swoop in and save the day. Today we are talking about new home builders who are breaking ground in cities all over the United States. In some cities, housing starts have plummeted and gone down. In some cities, we're talking about 8.5% increase, 15% increase in housing starts year over year. And so one point that I do want to make is you want to be on top of this. If you are thinking about selling in the next few years, if you're thinking about buying, if you are a first-time home buyer and you're looking and you're saying it's impossible for me to afford a home, I want to tell you it is not as bad as it seems when you have a professional in your side who is in the market, who is looking deep into real estate, and you have a person looking out for you. You can definitely get a great deal during even these high interest rates. So today we are speaking about housing starts and how does that affect the real estate market. So a housing start, basically it is a data point. It is being tracked on a monthly basis by two entities, the U.S. Census Bureau and also HUD, which is the Department of Housing and Urban Development. So these two national entities are keeping a track of how many new homes are being started each and every month. And so, as already mentioned, this will separate into two categories. There is housing starts that are in the multifamily, and there's housing starts that are in the single family. Multifamily are apartment complexes, and obviously to the resale market or to the housing market, apartment starts do not have such a big influence because that is all for rent. That is all big investment firms. They slow down a lot. We're talking about 31.5% decrease in multifamily housing starts year over year. This tells me that those big developers, those builders, they are very in tune with what's going on economy. We're talking about a huge difference from 2008 to 2023. Now we have just tons of data available at a click of a mouse. You're talking about builders and developers who are so savvy. With one click of a mouse, they could see the amount of mortgage applications. They could see the economy, they could see mortgage rates, they can have all of this comparison, and they could either crank up the dial and say, hey, let's build more, or they could turn down the dial and say, hey, let's not flood the market with too much inventory so we do not have a problem pricing. So this is something we have to draw a line in the sand and understand. We can't compare builders in 2008 and builders today. There's just a day and night difference in the access and the availability of data that we have today and the decisions that we are making influenced by this data. So let's go to single family starts. We're talking about in the Northeast, we have seen over an 8% decline in housing starts. That means the future of their inventory, new homes that are going to hit the market, is going to be over 8% less year over year than what is expected. So builders are building as many new homes as they used to up in the Northeast. If we're talking about the Sun Belt region, which is the Bible Belt, the Sun Belt, we're talking about Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, we're talking about the Carolinas, Florida, all of them seeing an increase all the way even into some areas up to 10%, 8%. So their builders are seeing that there is a need and there is a migration of people coming down to states from up north, from the West Coast. And so what they're doing is they're cranking up the dial and they're building new homes. And how does this affect you as a first-time buyer? How does this affect you as somebody who wants to sell your old home and get into a new home? And I want to tell you, this is something very important to keep track of. As I already mentioned, that new home builders are going to be that Superman and have been the Superman that has been saving this real estate market. I want to give you a data point that I saw here in this article. I believe it was 33.5% year over year. If we're talking about September 2023 and September 2022, we're talking about a over 30% increase in single family new home sales year over year. And this is all due to the new home builders who have been producing this inventory. And not only producing, they have been providing incentives that have made purchasing a home a possibility. Friends, there's a huge difference when you go to buy a home at 8.5%, or on the resale market, or you go to a new home builder and you're able to get a house priced right about where the other home that's resale, let's say $350,000, and now they're giving you incentive $20,000 towards closing costs, and they're buying down your mortgage rates to the 5s, right, to the 4.5s, to the 6s. I mean, builders all over San Antonio are providing incentives that in cases are worth over $50,000. And when you calculate those savings over the term of the loan, we're talking about saving over $100,000. That is accessible to everybody now. And so with all the negative headlines and everything you see, that housing is unaffordable, get into a house, there's no housing available, I want to tell you that instead of listening to headlines that are there just to make money, reach out to your local real estate expert and ask them, what builders do you know that are providing incentives? What developments would you recommend today if I wanted to sell my used home and I wanted to buy a new home? And I myself have personally looked into over 20 different developments in and around San Antonio area, New Braunfels area, even in Dallas, where today if you went and bought a new home, you would get a better price and you would get a better deal on your mortgage. So that is something to take into consideration. That is a glimpse of hope today for all of those first-time home buyers, for all of those people that urgently need to make a move. Is there is an opportunity today. It is with new homes, and you really need somebody on your side who is doing their due diligence, who's been looking deep into what these builders are offering, what is their inventory, what are the rules that they're playing by. And so today, as we're talking about these housing starts, in some parts of the country they're going down, in other parts of the country like here in Texas they're going up. And so that means here is the time to make a move. If you're in the San Antonio area, Central Texas region, and you have a question about getting into a home, go ahead and reach out to me. Actually looking into a lot of other buyer down payment assistance programs. There's also a program by USDA Direct that will even offer you a 1% mortgage rate, up to 38 years. This will bring your payment down to a number that is almost unbelievable. If you need to make a move, if your family is in need of a place to live, right? If you have the means to make a move, right? This is now the time. I know builders, by the end of their year, the end of the fourth quarter, they want to let go of all their inventory homes. So now is the time where you can make that happen for yourself. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Roman. I am your Texas real estate advisor. So if you have any questions about selling, buying, investing, give me a shout. I will be glad to talk to you and help come up with a strategy to make these things happen in your life. Thank you so much. Share this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give it a like. Thank you so much.